Foreign the Pale Beyond is an earth-to-driven resource management game with a multitude of endings. Its major themes and events are inspired by real historical events. Of Polar Explorers, this is not a game for the faint of heart, but there is no gore and only a little strong language. Most of it from Hammond. You will start out doing an interview with the somewhat infamous Captain Hunt, a friendly but washed-up old sea captain who promptly abandons you once you reach the southern polar ice cap as his first mate. It will be up to you to handle the dangers of the ice. The missions to find the lost research visuals, the weak count, to manage supplies and morale, and to keep the various factions of the crew together and loyal to you. This game is a point and click, so controls really could not be simpler. You can use mouse, keyboard, or controller throw. I did notice that sometimes the keyboard and controller would not be able to navigate away from some interactions points, and I would have to use the mouse management. Of resources has three main objectives: moral, AK, decorum, food of course, and fuel for the furnace, a little bit like Origin Trail except with leopard seals versus leopard seals. If you fail to maintain decorum, the exploration will tear itself apart. Also, you can disable discorum endings in the options menu. Not enough food and people will get malnourished and then develop a scurry before promptly dying. Not enough fuel and people will start freezing and then develop frostbite or gangrene, and then you guessed it die. In addition to these main elements, there is a matter of loyalty. The heads of each factions, those being the scientists, the engineers, the scouts, and the sailors who you can earn loyalty from. Sailors are actually split between the Sock brothers, Grimsley and Junior, depending on how loyal people are to you, to themselves, or to the me-I captain. You can lose people to despair or desertions, or find yourself Maron's loyalty rises and drops based on the choices you make, but also on your interactions with crew members in the evening. Taking the time to talk to everyone every week makes the game a breeze, and the characters themselves are so well developed, so complex and charming that talking to them never feels like a chore, even on your third run. The last big element as far as game mechanics is the save tree. This will let you go back and branch out your storylines in different directions. You can change your background between criminal, merchant, a navy, or admiralty, and your origins between saltroom, land laver, and mudwash, which is a middle ground. These background elements seem to have a very limited impact on the game, but there may be more to it. I have only put in about 20 to 13 hours and done 3 full runs so far graphically. This game is a lateral work of art. The soft style and the immense detail work together to create a riveting and often inspiring vista for the story. I have not loved art in a game this much science well ever. I seriously cannot think of something comparable. It's Georgios my one forget. On the art is that no one ever looked up as the sky during the aurora. Granted, we had our hands full that night, but damn, I would love to have seen what the artist would have done with that, even if only for a few moments. Music and sound design was another thing I really loved about this game. The only music is Graham Lee, where he is playing his accordion for the crew while on his break or in the evening after dinner. There are 2 songs where they were sing, and my gods, if their voice acting is only half as good as their singing, it makes me sad. There was not any actual, voice acting in the game. That's right, you heard me. This is the first game I can ever recall where I actually there has been in the rendering lines. Maybe something for a future DLC if the game sells well, which I'm sure it will. Now you might be thinking the lack of music might drag as a game, but you, my dear, would be very mistaken. The soundscaping in the Pale Beyond is magical. Takes you right back to ambitions, ammonia, and power. And as in ambitions, the background sounds really amp up.